So if you're watching this right now, you have probably seen the fundraiser that is titled Army Veteran in Need of Legal Help. And I really don't like that title because it's not really legal help that I'm really looking for. It's more of a vote of solidarity, if you will. My legal troubles, I did them. I did it on purpose. June 23rd of 2015, I walked into a place of business that I'd been told not to return to. And so if I go back, that's trespassing. No, I'm trespassing. Trespassing is a crime that carries 30 days in jail. Granted, I'm also wearing a Guy Fawkes mask, the V for Vendetta mask. The police officers, when they testified, they said that that mask is commonly worn by the terrorist organization named Anonymous. So Anonymous is a terrorist organization all of a sudden. That's news to me. Anonymous is about exposing corruption, not invoking terror. The corrupt ones, at the thought of their corruption being exposed, would, yes, be terrified. So, for someone to call them a terrorist organization, what are they almost admitting to? Think about that for a second. On the charge of wearing a mask, I was wearing a mask, but the way the law reads is what I'm actually challenging at appeal, because it is calculated to hide or conceal your identity. I got a freaking tattoo on my neck. If I didn't cover that up, I'm not a very good calculator, am I? It's a mathematical symbol. I spent a total of a year and a half in jail. Some of that was my fault because my bail did get revoked. My bail got revoked after, so 6 months into it, I finally got bail. My bail ended up getting revoked because I violated my terms of bail. At that time, I was not a very grounded individual. I had a lot of, stuff going on, and I wasn't dealing with it properly, and made some bad choices. Didn't hurt anybody. Didn't threaten anybody. In this whole thing, I never made any threats. Even the police officer, which if you want to read the testimony from them, that's going to be in the transcripts. I've already bought those transcripts. That ended up costing me, $3,000 plus. So it's not like I haven't spent money on this. I was planning that this next stage was going to cost about $2,000, right? So to be hit with $7,600 just out of the blue, I mean, that's gonna. Luckily, I do commission based, so luckily that I just had some pretty good commissions come through. But I don't have the whole thing. So this fundraiser, the idea behind this fundraiser, and it's something that I wanted to do with my artwork, was to raise money for some kind of veteran organization through my artwork. I don't make it anymore. I don't have the place to make it. Sometime in the future, maybe. That's what I would like to do. Keep it as a hobby. I love making stuff. So if you haven't seen it, please go check that stuff out. I've got 6 total pieces, 4 sculptures and 2 wall hangings. The sculptures, the biggest one it's about 10 inches by 18 inches, weighs a few pounds. It is solid steel base with stainless steel. All the colored parts are stainless steel, and that's not paint. That's all the metal. That's all the heat. That is all the grind marks with tooling, and then that's the way that the metal ends up. So the process I use to change the colors is a process called TIG welding, and I literally pulled those colors out of it. So in a very philosophical kind of way, those colors are there. That beauty is sitting in there. You just gotta have enough to pull it out. Gotta apply enough pressure to pull it out. And in this case, that pressure was heat with electricity. So if I get off topic, I do apologize. I haven't planned anything out. Just I figured I'd pull it out and I'd try to keep it to about 10 minutes and just kind of talk about what this whole ordeal means. How many people are going to have themselves arrested on purpose? Right? I walked into a place wearing this mask. I walked in, I walked out. The only woman that works there, she escorted me out. And you know how she escorted me out? Like, we're skipping. She testified this. She testified in court. And guess what? The oldest person that works there, Mr. Tom Hebing, he came up, patted me on the back, shook my hand. He testified to that also. And what do the cops do? Oh, he had his car spray painted and said commit suicide. Oh, you're talking about the one that he parked in downtown Ruston 2 days before this? Oh, yes, that one. Oh, did it say commit suicide at that time? Oh, yeah, he posted it to social media. They knew the car was there. Car just shows up, says commit suicide on the bumper. You don't say anything. Then 2 days later, something happens. You're like, oh, we got to hold him without bail. You don't reach out to me. You don't do nothing. But then you want to hold that against me and say it in court. All of this is out there. All of this is out there. And that's why I did it. I did it because for the people that go overseas and don't come back to the families that they've left, or that don't even come back at all. Everybody says, thank the troops. We love the troops. Thank you for serving our country. If you want to thank the troops, make sure that our Constitution and our country still means something 10 years from now. Thank their kids, for their kids, for the next generations. There's reasons our founding fathers said things like, any person that gives up a little bit of safety for security deserves neither. The battle for our freedom is not going to be fought in some foreign land. It's going to be fought right here on American soil, but it's not going to be fought with guns. It is going to be fought with principles, and it's going to be fought in the court systems. So if you're poor in America and you get stuck into the system and you get a felony on you, what happens to you? Most people are too busy living their lives to even really understand. And the reason for the 22 vets a day, the reason I feel very compelled to spread that message is because I could have been one of those 22 vets. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that. I was fortunate though, because I came back with a skill. I was a metal worker in the Army, and that's where I learned all of my skills. So all the art stuff that you see, all the stuff that I do with metal, I learned it overseas. While these guys are going out, kicking in doors, going on patrols, I was learning a craft. I'm very, very grateful that that was my military experience. Some guys don't come back that lucky. They've been kicking at doors for a year, and then you want them to come back and reintegrate into society? What? What skills do you have? Oh, well, I was infantry. So here's your options. You can stay in the military, or you can get out and you go to college, get a trade, get something. My first day of school, this kid leans over and says, hey man, how old are you? We need to think about why the fuck we keep going to war. We need to hold our fucking politicians and our elected officials accountable. That should be the thank you of how you thank your veterans. So thank you for watching this far. Please share it. And if you donate, thank you very much. That will go to a good cause. I'm looking for a charity right now that that I do want to give the money to. I'm going to end up paying all the court costs. I already know. So I'm trying to get an extension, sending my lawyer, you know, everything I can. I should be able to get an extension, and then I should have the rest of it. So please, thank a veteran, donate. We'll make sure it gets used by a good cause. Thank you.